afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the press conference of Mr. Alex Yuan campaign kick-off fundraising dinner. 各位嘉賓、各位朋友，歡迎大家係來臨參加安省保守黨省議員列治文山參選者 Alex Yuan嘅籌款晚宴嘅記者招待會嘅。咁籌款嘅晚宴咧，將會咧就喺8月10號咧，亦都係喺呢個敦煌嘅酒樓係舉行嘅。咁希望咧到時咧，所有咧係支持阿 Alex Yuan嘅朋友咧都會係出席啦。咁喺呢度咧，我哋亦都係預祝咧 Alex Yuan咧到時咧係競選成功啦，可以為我哋列治文山嘅社區咧係作出更多嘅貢獻嘅。我諗具體嘅情形係點嘅咧？首先咧，我想咧係請佢嘅競選嘅統籌咧為我哋介紹一下嘅。First of all, I would like to invite Mr. John Bell, campaign manager, to give us an introduction.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm John Bell. I'm Alex's campaign manager, and I'd like to welcome you all to this first media conference for the kickoff to our campaign. The election is October 10th. Alex is our man for Richmond Hill. And our initial fundraising event is a dinner which our friends Alan Wu and Raymond Tam have organized, and I'll let Raymond tell us about it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so now I would like to invite Mr. Raymond Tam, sorry. Raymond Tam to give us to say a few words first.
Hi, all friends of Alex Yuan and all friends, all neighbors of Richmond Hill. And on the August 10th evening will be a very good chance for us to meet Alex Yuan as well as our future Premier of Ontario, our PC leader, John Tory. And this is also a very good chance for you to ask some questions, meet them and chat with them, and make sure those are the people we are supposed to, we should support. And also there will be a fundraising dinner on the evening, which is right on the Dunwang at this restaurant. And we started at 5:30. Make sure you come early because our reception will be at 5:30, and our dinner will start at sharp 6 o'clock. The reason why is that we make sure you meet all the guests attending the very important guests attending this dinner. So please come early and please buy more tickets and ask your friend to buy more tickets. It will be a very good evening, and there's a good performance, and there will be a surprise performance, something like that. Okay. Anyway, my name is Raymond Tam， 但我叫譚北雄。因為阿朱雲師淨係識我叫譚北雄，所以佢介唔咗我英文名啊。咁咧就8月10號咧就係一個好嘅日子，因為咧呢個時間咧我哋咧會認識或者同我哋嘅參議省議叫咩？叫咩？參議省議候選人袁海耀先生咧就會喺呢晚咧同我哋見面，咁咧同埋咧更加咧我哋好有機會咧係見到我哋嘅未來嘅省長，而家係保守黨嘅 leader John Tory 莊德利，咁咧希望咧到時咧大家早啲出席，因為當日咧係星期五，我哋5點開席嘅，5點鐘咧我哋有 reception 酒會。然後咧，我哋就6點正就開席㗎啦。因為點解我哋要提早開席咧？因為咧有啲重要人物到咧，可能我希望你哋盡量可以見得到佢哋嘅重要人物，或者同佢哋傾下偈聽下佢哋嘅演講啊。咁希望你哋唔好錯過啊。咁咧同時呢個係一個籌款嘅晚宴嚟嘅，咁係100蚊張飛$100 per ticket。呢個100蚊張飛咧係其中咧係有啲 donation receipt 嘅，有大約係40蚊左右係donation receipt 嘅。咁希望咧，你哋大家街坊又好，唔係街坊就算喺埋金市、列治文山邊度住都冇所謂。咁盡量嚟支持，希望咧我哋推選一個華人喺個省議會嘅一個代表。咁如果你哋有親戚朋友啦，請你哋叫埋佢哋買多啲飛。咁我哋當晚咧會有一個好好嘅表演，係有歌唱比賽，有其他嘅節目嘅。咁希望大家踴躍啲去支持呢個晚宴。多謝。
Well, we are honored to have Mr. William Bell, former mayor of Richmond Hill, here today with us. So let's welcome Mr. William Bell to say a few words.
Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon, everyone. Have you made the connection, the name connection? My brother is the campaign manager. He's won 9 in a row, and he's going to win 10 in a row.
All right.
The you certainly picked the right guy in picking Alex. I stand for the Conservative Party, I always have. I particularly stand for Alex, and this is a very important election. This is the future of our province. It's important that we lead the way in Richmond Hill by electing Alex on October 10. So thank you for coming, and you've heard about the dinner from Raymond. I hope you'll all support it. And I look forward to seeing you over the next couple of months. Thank you.
So now I would like to invite Mr. Alex Yuan, John Tory's Ontario Progressive Conservative candidate in Richmond Hill, to say a few words.
Well, thanks to everyone who take time to attend. As a matter of fact, this is a very short notice, and this is very exciting for me. And on August the 10th is our kickoff event. I was lucky to have a number of good people like Raymond and Alan Wu and so many more to actually coming to make this event a success. I spoke with John Tory, and he is very excited. I asked him will he be able to come, and for folks who knows, John actually he is traveling Ontario. For him actually coming to any event is more than pulling a teeth. But we know, reason why we run in politics is because we want to make a difference. A lot of things that we Ontarians treasure is our basic value, and specifically in terms of our education for our youth, the health care, where we need to look after our families and hopefully no one ever gets sick, and folks who need to drive every day, which we every time when we drive on the gridlock, remind us that why are we actually got ourselves stuck on the traffic, and why does our current McGuinty Liberal is not spending the money where it should be on the gridlock, and what he has been doing for the last 4 years. For those who has following with the politics, we know the McGuinty Liberal has spent over $21 billion more for the last 4 years he has been in power. We want to make sure that McGuinty Liberal is not going to be in power anymore for the next general elections, because he's a poor and absolutely poor manager. John Tory is a leader for the future and a leader for tomorrow. And we Ontario has enough with McGuinty Liberal, and I'm proud to be a team member with John Tory, and I'm excited to work, listen, and to speak to as many Richmond Hill residents and to understand the concern. When I do get elected, I will be representing them in Queen's Park, and more importantly is right now, I have the Bell's brother, John and Bill, to help me on the left and right side, and to guide me through, to help me with this election. And there's no anyone who knows about running anything in politics. This is not a walk in the park. There's a lot of hardship, a lot of work to make it happen. Folks who is in this room, many of them are good friends. And Jim Kwan, actually, we have a quick dinner, and he is committed to help, and so many more. Kai Tao, I'll be speaking with you so many times down the road, and so many of you. You folks is very important to me, and some of them I have not speaking very closely with you yet, like Ricky, and I will be speaking with you.
You don't need to speak. Let's get to the vote.
I mean, to win this election is not easy, but more importantly is I need to speak to all Richmond Hill residents to understand the concern, to speak to all ethnic groups to understand their specific needs if they do have them, and prepare myself when I do win the elections and go to Queen's Park. I will be their voice at Queen's Park. And thank you very much for everyone here.
Vicky? So you have some questions?
I have a question. Last time you were running for by-election, you don't live in Markham, you don't work in Markham. Now you are running for in your own place. Do you find this any difference in terms of strategy or confidence level?
Well, I will tell you about confidence is I have the Bell's brother. How much more I can tell you. To run any campaign, you need to have a good team and a good guidance. I'm extremely lucky and blessed to have our former Mayor Bill Bell and of course John Bell, who has helped to run many campaigns over the last number of years. I also, unfortunately, our former Mayor of Markham, Don Cousin, has to leave earlier. He is also helping out as advisor to do whatever capacity he can do. Don, he actually is my critique to tell me how I act and how I do over the campaign. But more importantly, I need to have a lot of good friends, as I have mentioned. Ricky and many others are there to coach me, guide me in terms of canvas, in terms of fundraising, in terms of anything else. To run a campaign is a huge commitment, a lot of work. To do anything right is never a one-person job, it's a teamwork. Basically every time when I think about the Markham by-elections, it's more or less like a nightmare. But on the other hand, in order to do it, you are committed, and no question I am committed to do it. I'm committed to do, this is my extension to community work, which I have done over the last number of years. For folks who work with me in the last 14, 15 years in community work, they say, oh my God, this is impossible, Alex. This is where he comes again. And former Mayor Bill Bell, he knows we have done all kinds of crazy stuff to fundraise money, putting him in a dunk tank to fundraise money or do any weird stuff. We did them all, but again, as we do it for a good heart, for a good cause, doing in politics, I find that, no question, this is a different thing. I will be scrutinized in terms of what I do, how I do, what I say, and what I don't say. But again, I'm prepared to do that, and as part of the whole exercise.
Very good. So,
she's a Chinese, and I think you have to. I mean, the first time you help a candidate who is a Chinese, because you've been helping your brother to run the election, right? So what will you do to make sure that this candidate or the Chinese candidate will be well known to a new riding that not many voters know about him and also know about the riding?
Well, you'll certainly know about him by October 10, that's for sure. We're going to work a good campaign. We're bringing all of Richmond Hill into this. It's not just Chinese or one ethnic group over another. It's an entire town. It's a very multicultural town. We've got a lot of work to do for sure. But we intend to talk to about 90,000 people between now and October.
Well, there's a number of things in Richmond Hill we are extremely in the deficiency, especially for we live in the York region, the 905 so-called. Our funding compared to the 416 area code is extremely lesser. That's why when you actually compare many social services, we do not have the necessary money. For example, in the educational sectors, I spoke with Bill Hogarth, who is the director of the York Regional School Board, and he can actually share with us that we don't have enough money, for example, for the ESL funding. When I talked to the Chief of Police, Amal Labarge, he can actually share with us that we have our share of crime, and we definitely will need more funding, for example, for the RIDE program. As a matter of fact, in coming Thursday, I will be visiting to the Richmond Hill Police Station, and we will they will give me a tour for the hotspot, where the trouble area in the Richmond Hill. We also have, of course, the drinking and driving, and people raising cars along the road in certain spots for the youth and teenage and so forth. We definitely need to focus on our health care. When I talked to the CEO at the York Central Hospital, and by the time when I leave the hospital, I'm going to tell myself I better don't get sick, because the electrical system do short it out right in the operating room. So there's a lot of underfunded in the York region area. We need to have the necessary funding in our education, healthcare, the gridlock issue where the gas tax for the John Tory platform, we're putting every penny raised in the gas tax into fixing roads and also in the infrastructure. Folks who live in Richmond Hill, we are proud of where we are, but again, this is what we have today. We have to build for tomorrow. Folks who ever need to go to hospitals, they can share with you how many hours they waited, and no questions, no one wants to be take on additional suffering when they don't have to.
I think this, you come back to politics. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, I've come back as an advisor and as a helper. I think your question should be, do I miss politics? Sure, I miss parts of it. But I'm very happy. I've known Alex for a long time, and believe me, I wouldn't have come back if it hadn't been a person that I liked and respected. And he's running for the right party too. So why not?
This question also goes to William Bell. So we know that the Toronto City Hall, they have like financial problem, and they bet the provincial government to get more money from the provincial government. So I think Richmond Hill is managed by you for many years. It seems went so well. Do you think that financial problem will happen in Richmond Hill, or how like municipal government and provincial government they work together?
Well, let me first of all say I'm not the candidate. But I can vouch the York region, of which Richmond Hill is part, is drastically underfunded in terms of health care and education. And I think if Alex is very close to John Tory, and I'm sure when he gets there, he will be lobbying hard for added money for York region and for Richmond Hill. It's a continuing fight. I've got to tell you, it was, it's been no fun the last 4 years. But you've just got to keep lobbying, is the answer.